What are those? I guess he didn't like my shoes, but...
What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. First off, my voice is like destroyed right now, so voice cracks are gonna be a thing, I'm sorry. But YouTubers being on TV is nothing new, but to say YouTubers are invincible on TV is definitely not the case, so today we're looking at the 5 most embarrassing YouTuber moments on live TV. Now, if you were on a deserted island in like the middle of nowhere and you had to choose between having TV for the rest of your life or YouTube, what would you choose? Whichever side gets the most comments wins, but anyways, let's get right into it. Number 5, Duncan. So this YouTuber actually didn't think this counted as like an embarrassing moment. We're putting on the list because, well, you might. Anyways, basically he pranked his mom by buying her a 6-foot-tall mailbox for her birthday, and then the news got involved. Now you're probably sitting there wondering why on earth that was newsworthy, but the mailbox wasn't kind of like an unusual shape, and by unusual I meant super inappropriate. Obviously the news wanted to know why he had done it, so they asked him for an interview, and of course he agreed. The thing is, he decided to take the whole thing way too far, and gave a fake name as well as dressing up in a suit and tie. It's funny, there's no denying that, but it's also kinda cringy, especially since his poor mom is being interviewed too. Like you could tell she doesn't really know what to say, and he's way too proud of himself to be cool, so the whole thing just ends up kinda hard to watch.
What one Southwest Florida son gave his mom.
Four in Your Corner's Michael Cadigan is showing us his out-of-the-box idea.
I just told her I had a surprise for her.
I thought I was getting a Harley or a car, and that's what I got.
What she got was a big surprise when the blindfold came off and she laid eyes on her present, but she wasn't angry.
I can't be mad, it's from my son.
She still laughs when she sees the new mailbox. It certainly sticks out more than the other run-of-the-mill mailboxes.
It's about 6 feet, 6 inches, weighs in about 500 pounds.
It's, how about we have those who live on this street have a crack at describing it first?
A mailbox made of mounted in a vertically aligned wooden sculpture.
Large, round cylinder statue that resembles a piece of anatomy.
There's no mistaking it for, say, a dolphin or a whale or some of the other unique Florida art.
Definitely no mistaking it for a dolphin, although some neighbors have been flipping out about it.
Some of the neighbors put real estate magazines in her mailbox to basically tell her to move. So they give her like some dirty looks.
But what about the person that is supposed to put mail in the mailbox?
Is this legal? Can I have this up?
I guess so. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Even though it was put up a few days ago, it already has become a landmark.
As part of my weekly forced marches through this neighborhood, I use that as a homing beacon.
Number 4, PewDiePie. So PewDiePie is a lot of things, but he's never been a singer, so I've got no idea why he thought this was a good idea. I mean, to be fair, we don't get a whole lot of context, but what we do see is super awkward. For some reason, he decided to sing karaoke at a convention up on stage in front of a pretty huge amount of people. Now that's already a pretty risky idea, but the song he picked was Take On Me, which means he also had to sing some brutally high notes without screwing up. Combine all that with a super old emo haircut, and it's a recipe for disaster, but it gets even worse when he starts singing. I am not exaggerating here, he is awful, and he doesn't hit a single note. What's worse is, he's actually trying to do well, but it's just not happening. But hey, you gotta throw in the terrible dance moves for good measure, so I dare you to watch the whole thing, not cringing.
Love, okay, take on me, take on me, take me, wait a minute, take on me, I'll be so needless to say, but I'm in no answer.
Number 3, Jake Paul. By now, this video is so famous that I'll be surprised if there's anyone left who hasn't seen it, but it's so embarrassing that we just couldn't leave it off the list. For anyone who's out of the loop, reporters showed up at Jake Paul's house to do a report on him because he was acting out so much that his neighbors wanted him gone. You'd think he'd be like super respectful and try and prove he's not that bad, right? Well, he actually did the opposite and acted so terribly that the clip went viral and ruined his career for a while. I mean, he jumped on top of the news van, kept hitting the reporter with super dated memes, and basically talked like a child the whole time. Plus, the rest of the crew acted just as stupidly as he did, and obviously his fans went along with the whole thing too. Not a good look for someone trying to get taken seriously in the media industry though, right?
Channel 5! Yeah, they're not subscribed!
Are we live?
Hablamos español también.
Oh, está bien, te amo mucho.
Jake, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why?
Okay. I just wouldn't do that. A lot of the neighbors are complaining. They're very upset.
No, why?
They say that you've created a living hell out here. That it's like a circus.
Yeah, it is.
All the fans.
I mean, but people like going to circuses, right?
What do you say to the neighbors, though, that are upset? And they're really upset.
No, I honestly...
Can't beat them, join them.
No, I'm honestly, yeah, it's terrible. It's a bad situation. No, I feel bad for them, for sure. There's nothing we could do, though. The Jake Paulers are the strongest army out there. Dab. I have one question for you.
Yeah?
What are those?
I guess he didn't like my shoes, but I don't think they're so bad.
Number 2, Logan Paul. So everyone knows that getting roasted by other YouTubers is pretty common, but if you get roasted by a comedian, that's when you know you're in trouble. Not just that, but if you're getting roasted by Bill Murray on Saturday Night Live, then you should probably rethink your career completely. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, Bill Murray was dressed up as Steve Bannon, and he was suggesting people to replace Trump as president. They were all people famous for being awful, like the Subway guy and Martin Shkreli, but it was Logan Paul who got the biggest laugh. It's not really surprising after all the bad press he's gotten, but to be compared to the most hated dude in the pharmaceutical industry, that's a whole other level of harsh. It's not the first time this has happened either, because when John Cozart hosted the Streamies last year, he did a whole number about how the Paul brothers are just like Donald Trump. Yikes.
This country to elect Donald. And I can do it again. Already auditioning candidates, got some prospects. Logan Paul, Martin Shkreli, the Subway guy, Jared Fogle. He's back, he's electable. It's time for America to slide down the banister. Okay.
He was dressed up as Steve Bannon and compared.
Okay, here's our honorable mention. Now, if you ask me, being on Celebrity Big Brother is embarrassing enough, but it's what happened on the show that put this on the list. Basically, Trisha and all the other guests had to sit under tubes of slime and got covered every time the others guessed a fact was about them. Sounds completely innocent, I know, but some of the facts were pretty shocking, especially Trisha's. Like the first one was about her being paid to sleep with an NBA player, and even though she seemed totally proud of it, it's still gotta be kind of embarrassing to have that come out on live TV. Not just that, but the second fact was that she's had plastic surgery over 12 different times, which was actually so extreme that she got a round of applause for naming them all. So yeah, some people consider it embarrassing, some people don't, but I've got to give her credit for being so happy to talk about her secrets. Because I know some other celebrities wouldn't have taken it that well at all.
On Trisha?
Trisha. Brandy or
Trisha?
It's Brandy.
Because she's
Exactly. See, they gotta stop playing. They're not.
That is correct.
Sorry, guys.
Trisha, you should now explain yourself.
You're a jack of all
I think
trades.
$70,000 for a night with someone is great, so I'm proud of it. It's fine. I don't consider it whoring out. I'd have sex for free, so why not get paid for it? He was great. He was married. He was an asshole. Fuck all of you.
Oh, me?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, babe, get over it.
Yeah, I got my arms, my upper flanks, lower flanks, back, butt, boobs twice, lift, sphinx, and then my lips, but that's not really a procedure, and thighs, sculpting, waist, ribs.
Number 1, Jesse Wellens. The good thing about filming YouTube videos is you can say things over and over until you get them right. When you're live, however, it's way easier to screw things up. I mean, all Jesse Wellens had to do was give a short intro for the new Need for Speed game, and yet the whole thing went so wrong that it's actually pretty painful to watch. Like, I don't know if he forgot his lines or if the auto cue was just going way too fast. He had to start over a bunch, and the rest of the time, he just stared awkwardly into the camera. Seriously, by the time the producer of the game joined him, he was actually shaking his head. That's how embarrassed he was. Don't believe me? Well, he also made a video about the whole experience, and that video was literally called I Messed Up. But hey, at least he could admit it, right?
What up, guys? Thank you for having me, EA. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jesse Wellens, and I am a YouTube creator. So I am here to talk about Need for Speed Payback. If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback, yeah, it's a great game. But all right, all set aside, I'm a YouTube creator. Need for Speed Payback, it's coming out. I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. He is the producer of the game. Thank you, Nick, for having me.
Hey, man. Thanks, Jesse. Obviously, we're really excited to tell everyone about Need.
And there's a video on the top 5 embarrassing YouTuber moments on live TV. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, chances are we probably missed like a bunch of different other embarrassing YouTuber moments, so if you guys think that we had a better option, go ahead and comment down below. But anyways, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.